He made his debut in 2002, which means we are celebrating 21 years of the superstar. Please welcome on Bollywood Hungama, Prithviraj Sukumaran. How are you doing?
I'm very good. Thank you for having me.
I'm so happy to see you.
Oh, so am I.
I think, some of the finest cinemas that I've seen are of yours.
Oh.
Chahe wo Janagana Mana ho, Bro Daddy, I told you about Lucifer
Yes.
also.
Thank you so much.
It's great to have you here and have this candid conversation.
It's great to be here.
सबसे पहले तो 12 years and now you're back in the Telugu film industry with Salaar. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I've done a Telugu film long back. I don't even remember. What year was that? Is it 12 years?
12 years, yes. It's been 12 years.
Yeah, that was long back, and it was like a Tamil Telugu bilingual that I did, which also had a Telugu version with Srikanth, my friend. After that, I've not been part of Telugu cinema at all, though I've had the privilege of listening to various scripts and some films coming my way. The one that I eventually felt like I had to do was Salaar.
With Salaar.
Yeah.
It's amazing to see films from different industries. But do you personally feel like a difference when you are working, because you worked in Malayalam, Telugu, Hindi? So do you personally feel there's a difference when you're working?
Once you're in front of the camera as an actor, or once you're on the spot, the process is always the same.
Right.
The process of making a film is pretty much the same across languages. Yeah, you speak in a different language, your script is written in a different language, and that's about it. Having said that, even that difference is beginning to get merged as we speak, because a film like Salaar, it's made in Telugu. The principal language of cinematography is Telugu, but I'm distributing the film in Kerala, and in Kerala people look at it as a Malayalam release, and in Tamil Nadu it's a Tamil release, and in the north it's a Hindi release. Right. So even that difference is now becoming more and more abstract. No, the process is all the same. What will differ is the scale of the film, or how, like for example, a Salaar. You walk into the sets of Salaar and you literally feel dwarfed because it's just so huge. Whatever you see, when you watch the film about this place called Khansar, I'm sure a lot of people are going to think it's all VFX and computer generated. Yes, there is of course VFX and there is computer graphics, but all the places you see within Khansar, they were all created, they were all built with these huge, massive sets. So a film like Salaar is special because I don't think I've never seen sets like that. Yeah. So it's a kind of ambience that when you walk in, you feel dwarfed. And other than that, once you're in front of the camera and the director calls for action, what happens to you as an actor, what you go through, your exercise as an actor, it's all the same in any language you work in.
Can you tell us a little bit more about what you felt when you saw the sets of Khansar?
Yeah. So see, whenever you talk of creating a world, a fictional world like Khansar, especially with the kind of technology available today, you tend to think what is going to happen is they might create a foreground, like a pillar in the foreground, and whatever elements the actors are interacting with, you want it real, and everything else will be computer generated. That is the easy way to do things now. But Prashanth was so clear about his vision that he wanted the world to be real, and he wanted multiple interactions with different facets of the environment. So it had to be built out.
It probably might also have helped you as an actor, right? And
I mean, I definitely. I mean, I'm. If anyone tells you otherwise, they're lying. But as an actor, interacting within an environment that's just completely green screens and actually feeling like you're in the world and seeing everything around you for real does make a difference. And that did make a difference for Salaar, because all the places you see in about Khansar, at least the main areas within which the scenes and the interactions happen, they were all built out. There were these massive sets, and full credit to Prashanth's vision and the production designer, and of course the producers for having the conviction to go ahead and do this, because it's very expensive to do it.
Right.
So, yeah.
Now we're talking about a director, Prashanth, who has created, a blockbuster KGF series. What have you enjoyed the most about his films?
About Prashanth's films?
Yes.
His vision. So Prashanth has got a very keen sense of aesthetics and his own way of styling things, and is a spectacular technician. But what I think most people forget to speak about, or what doesn't get spoken about enough, is the fact that he's an amazing writer as well. Contrary to popular perception, writing these big-scale action entertainers with the larger-than-life hero, and to have them emotionally connect with the audience watching the film is a writing exercise that requires a lot of skill. And Prashanth is a fantastic screenplay writer that way. Even with Salaar, the amount of effort that's gone into writing, because I've seen it, I've been part of the process from the story ideation to what Salaar is today. Prashanth's writing skill is amazing. So for me, being an actor and a filmmaker, it was absolute joy to watch a genius like that at work from such close quarters. I definitely am way richer as an actor and a filmmaker post the Salaar experience.
Which brings me to my next question. During a shoot, while you are acting in a film, at what point does the director button get switched off and the actor button?
Oh, I've now trained myself to do it both ways. So when I'm on a set as an actor, I switch off my filmmaking sense, because obviously, I mean, it's you're part of another director's vision.
Is it easy, but?
Now it is for me, it wasn't. You're part of another director's vision. Now you read a scene and you start thinking, oh, hang on, how would I have shot this? Then you're always going to be conflicted about what is happening in front of you and what you have imagined. So the idea behind being an actor is to always submit yourself to what is written and also to what the director's vision is. And I think all great actors are very good at doing that. You know, the really good actors absolutely submit themselves to the director's vision, and which is when the greatest of performances also happen. The other way around, when I'm directing, when I'm calling the shots, I have to switch off the actor in me, because if I start thinking that I need to relate to every performance as an actor, and I start manipulating the performances to what I think is right as an actor, if there are 10 characters in my film, all 10 will seem like they're played by Prithviraj, you know. So that's not a good thing. So it is very important for me, or people like me who are filmmakers and actors, to be able to switch off one faculty when you're doing the other.
You mentioned that, you know, it's amazing that the gap between all the industries has reduced, and we can proudly say that now films are made as Indian films, pan-India, well, of course. And it's still great to see two actors from different industries coming together, like you and Prabhas. How was it on the sets with him?
So for the first part of the question, I don't think pan-Indian films can be made. I think films become pan-Indian. You know, if you set out with an idea saying that let's make a pan-Indian film, you're probably going to fall flat. The idea would be to identify a story that you really want to say and to flesh it out into a really good screenplay, and to be honest to that screenplay. I can assure you, if you now speak to Prashanth and you ask him, did you cast Prabhas and Prithviraj so that you have a multilingual appeal? He'll say no. And I know this because I've spoken to him about it. He'll say no. In my mind, Deva was always Prabhas, and I always wanted Prithviraj to play Varadarajamannar. And he'll tell you that he was just lucky enough that both of us said yes to the film. That is a way to approach a film. You stay honest, stay true to what is on paper, and make the best version of that. Then you hope that people across languages, across the country, across the world, they find what you have made appealing.
Right.
Of course, the other end of the spectrum differs. How you release a film that you think will have appeal all over the country, how you market it, how you sort of mount its theatrical release, all that will differ. But on location, on set, you don't make a pan-Indian film, you make a good film. That's what you try for. And regarding being there with Prabhas, I've said this many times now, he is one of the biggest stars of the country. And probably the only person who does not know that is him. You know, he is just unaware. It's just delightful to be that way. Just the nicest guy. And
I think that's a great thing.
Oh, I mean, it's amazing. Right? It is amazing. And
not know your stardom.
It is. Either he really does not know, or he's just putting out a brilliant performance, because he just seems to be unaware. I mean, he does not know how big he is, and he's just the nicest guy. You know, like. You can do it for one day, but to be doing it all through, or I've spent, I don't know, close to 100 days with him now, and it's every single day. So shall I send some food? Is there anything you feel like eating? Are you okay? Are you comfortable? And he's just very, very nice there. And it's not just to me. If there are 20 actors on set, he'll go and assist to all the 20. You know, and anybody who's worked with Prabhas, I can guarantee will have the same thing to say about him. And so it's impossible to be uncomfortable with Prabhas.
The year 2023 seems like a year for a lot of action films.
Yeah.
We've seen this trend in the Hindi film industry, where action films like Pathaan, Jawan, Animal, for those matter, have become instant hits. Do you feel that's a trend that's, you know, just setting in? And
the mistake that we would make would be to think that what has worked is the action. the action is not what is working. What is working is the drama. You know, action films can only work if the drama behind the action will work. Nobody will ever remember how good the action was. People will only remember how good the motivation for the action was. Nobody's ever going to talk about a hero doing a fantastic kick or a jump or anything. People will talk about how effective the scene that built up to the first punch was. So the drama has to work. So yeah, 2023 has seen a lot of good action films being made and becoming huge blockbusters. But as filmmakers, as actors, as producers, we need to be aware of the fact that it is not action that is working, it is good drama that is working. Yeah, supplement that with great action, with production design, with production values. It will be a gratifying theatrical experience. But what has worked for Pathaan, for Jawan, and I haven't watched Animal yet, what will work, I'm hoping for Salaar, is the drama.
Is it a genre that you enjoy? This is also a film that I've heard has got some extreme violence, so much as to that it's received an A certificate.
So, do I enjoy making action films? Yes. Do I think violence is warranted in Salaar? Yes, I do.
Okay.
So, the whole idea behind the violence in Salaar is to first create a world where, you know, the Khansar is a fictional world where the law of the land does not apply, where it's got 1,000-year-old history, and the history is mired in blood and violence, and the people living there even today, you know, stick true to how they have become who they are. And then you unleash a character in that world which makes the world seems timid. So the violence is very much a character in the film. And I don't think violence for violence sake, just to show gore and blood, will ever work in a film. People will just look away. How do you make people want to see the violence is again because the motivation for the violence and the reason for the violence to be there, that will have to be effective. So am I a fan of violence? No, I'm not a fan of violence. Am I a fan of being able to film violence that warrants its presence in a film? Yes, I am.
There have been a lot of questions around violence nowadays, especially after Animal that has come out. My question is to you, this is the same question that I'd like to ask you, that do you feel that this need for putting in so much extreme violence can also hamper the audience? Is that something that you agree to? Because these are statements that have come up from public opinions that, oh, this can actually play with your mental state. It's kind of encouraging a lot of youngsters. What are your thoughts about it?
So I respect everyone's opinion. If violence is affecting you, I respect that opinion. But as filmmakers, we always submit our film to a censor board, right? And then they decide how to certify our film. So if a film is certified 18 plus because of violence, we are already telling you this film has got violence. This film has got violence and it has got violence that warrants it to be certified 18 plus. So I think our responsibility as filmmakers is always monitored and regulated by the censor board. So I don't know what else we can do.
Right.
If a story you think needs violence, if a filmmaker thinks my story needs this violence to be said in the manner that I want to say the story, I think the filmmaker has all the liberty to show, depict and film violence. But then of course you then submit your film to a censor board who decides what and who will watch your film.
So Salaar is also one of the last films that are releasing in 2023 along with Dunki, and there's a Mohanlal film. Do you think that's going to kind of affect, because Dunki has had these high hopes, it's a Rajkumar Hirani, Shah Rukh Khan star of film, and a lot of people are saying that this film is going to break all records. As a producer, do you feel that there could be some kind of pressure?
Before everything, before an actor, before being a filmmaker, before being a producer, distributor, whatever, I'm a film lover. And I love it that for this holiday season, I have 3 films, huge films made by 3 iconic filmmakers, starring 3 of the biggest stars, available in theaters to go and watch. I'm excited. I'm so looking forward to going and seeing all these 3 films. I'm a huge fan of Shah Rukh Khan sir. I'm a huge fan of Rajkumar Hirani sir. I'm a big fan of Jitu Joseph. I'm of course a big fan of Mohanlal. And I love Prashanth, Neel, and I think Salaar is an amazing film. I'm going to see all 3. I hope you are too.
Of course, of course. We'd like to also talk to you about your look in Salaar. How excited were you to transform yourself? The small jewelry that you had to wear, was it comfortable for you?
No.
How?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't comfortable at all. But full credit to Prashanth for the style and the aesthetics of the film. And even more impressive is the fact that every piece of jewelry I'm wearing in the film, it has got a story. You know, when you watch Salaar, you will know that the kadiyam, the bangles, everything is not there just for the styling. It is very much part of the story. It is part of the history of Khansar. Why is it that there is this jewelry on the hand, in the arm? All of those styling elements, they have a story behind it. And why is Khansar style the way it is? You know, it's all got an explanation, which is what is even more impressive than the fact that it looks very cool on screen, and that a lot of people, my wife included, thinks this is the best I've looked in a film. What is even more impressive is that it is not there just for the aesthetics of it.
Yeah.
Also, full credit to Prashanth and his team for having thought of the whole thing.
I know it's too soon to ask you this, but Part 1, Ceasefire, is releasing. Are there thoughts already of the Part 2? Have you all sat together, the discussion, the shoot, has it already been in the back of the head?
The shoot, the shoot is not started. We have
Yes.
not shot Part 2 at all.
Yeah.
But of course, we know the entire story, where Part 2 begins and where it ends. We know all that. But Part 2 is even bigger than Part 1. And the timelines will now have to be managed between Prashanth, Prabhas and myself. But we hope Part 1 becomes what we think it will become, so that then we can do Part 2 the way it deserves to be done. We'll know very soon. 22nd, the world will see Salaar Part 1. And if the world likes Salaar Part 1, for sure we are going to get to Part 2.
In my introduction, I had mentioned that we're celebrating 21 years of your career.
Yeah.
I'd like to ask you that in these 21 years, what's this one biggest lesson that you feel you've learned that the film industry has taught you?
You can't be attached to results. You should always be detached to your success and your failure. Because both ways, it's very dangerous to be attached. It is very easy to be attached to this massive success that you might have one day and then get stuck there. And it is very easy to get stuck in a crushing failure that this industry is bound to give you at some point or the other, multiple times, and get stuck there. So the way I look at it, and what I have learned, is that come that Friday, if you have done all that you can for a film, if you have acted in it, if you have directed it, if you have produced it, if you have given it your all, if you have promoted the film, come that Friday, the film releases, walk away.
Has there at any point of your life been a time where you felt, I just don't want to do all of this, I want to just give it up?
Cinema?
Yeah.
Never. I'll most likely, at some point in my life, hopefully much, much later, die on a film set.
That never happens. I think it was a delight to watch you on screen and right now too. Thank you so much, Prithviraj.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. I wish you all the best for all the upcoming projects. What does 2024 look like?
Very good at the moment, because I obviously have the end of 2023 signing off with what is the release of what is the biggest film I've ever been a part of. And come 2024, I have Bade Miyan Chote Miyan. I have the biggest film in Malayalam that I've ever done, called The Goat Life, Aadu Jeevitham, releasing in April. There is also another Hindi film that I've almost finished shooting, which we will soon announce officially, which I'm very excited about. And and I'm directing the second part of Lucifer.
So rapid fire with Prithviraj. My first question is, describe Prabhas using 3 hashtags.
Darling, giant, gentleman.
2 reasons why the audience should definitely watch Salaar.
Prashanth, Neel, Prabhas.
Which actress would you pick to star opposite you in a commercial Bollywood debut?
Can I, from any time?
Anyone.
Like from past?
Yes, oh lovely.
Rekha ma'am.
Oh,
Yeah.
great combination. Name an actor you would do anything to work with.
Amitabh Bachchan sir.
Which actor or actress comes to your mind when you hear the following words? Living legend.
Amitabh Bachchan sir.
National crush.
National crush means I'm assuming somebody who
Everybody loves. Or maybe you've ever had a crush on.
ever had a crush on. Rani Mukherjee.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I even worked with her then, and now we are friends. So.
Great. Is it true that we're going to see a cameo of Yash in Salaar?
No, it is not.
Okay. Complete the following sentence. While working with Prabhas, you will never
Be able to diet.
be able to diet.
Yeah.
Is KGF and Salaar connected?
No, it is not.
Do you keep a count of your social media followers?
No, I don't.
Have you ever had a crazy fan experience?
Yeah.
KGF or KGF 2?
KGF.
Prabhas or Mohanlal ji?
Mohanlal.
Bro Daddy or Lucifer?
So, for me, I know like Lucifer is, it's a very special film for me. I love that film myself. But as a filmmaker, I'll always say Bro Daddy because that is so away from my comfort zone.
Yeah.
The way that film was made, how you shoot a comedy, those are all things that as a filmmaker, I'm not comfortable with. But to go there, to go to the deep end of the pool and to pull that off and to make a film that, to have made a film that people liked and, even you are talking about it today. So I'll pick Bro Daddy between the two because Bro Daddy is what I thought I didn't know to do.
Very exciting. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for watching us on Bollywood Hungama.
Hi, this is Prithviraj Sukumaran. You're watching me on Bollywood Hungama.